Hello everyone, today we are going to be building our second part of our boat. I think we're going to be making an oil ship or a oil tanker. That's what we got in the comments below. So yeah, we're going to start off by making our boat look a little bit nicer. If you come right here right now, it's not looking too good. So I just want to change that right here. We're going to add these nice little areas right there. We're going to add that on the other side here. Let's just spin that. There we go. So we're just going to add that here. We're going to spin our boat on the side. Let me see. There we go. We're going to add that here. Spin it and get it right there. We're going to add one more right here. There you go. Now what we need is we're going to need some sharp edges. So pyramids. We're going to get that. We're going to spin that. There we go. This is going to be like the front, or like where it breaks the water, right, coming through with our boat. Should look pretty neat. Now, I think I'm also going to add one piece here. It looks better like that, right? Right. So, now that we have that done, we also have the side of our boat. I'm not very fond of the way it looks right there. I think I'm going to change it. So we can just come and get a wedge right here. I'm also going to turn on symmetry so we don't have to do this on both sides. And I'm going to bring one right here. I'm just going to drag it down, holding my mouse down. I'm going to drag it to almost the very back of the boat. Leave one block of space so that you can keep building it here. We're going to come and drag it up here. We're going to bring it all the way. Oh, I think I messed up there. Yeah, so we didn't put it right. We're just going to back up here. We're going to add our new wedge. Spin that there. There we go. So now we're going to pull that down to the back almost of the boat. Now, do we still have? Yes, we still have a wedge here. And there we go. We're going to pull that down. And we now have it here. So now the side of the boat looks a lot nicer. I'm actually also not that fond of these front pieces. This was our custom build, and I didn't have very much time to build this. So now we're going to add a more fancy inside. We're going to add our inverse pyramid. See if could that work well? Let's look. If we had less of an angle, that could work quite well. Let me just rotate it. Yeah, it's kind of designed to come here, but because we've got a 1 right here of difference, we're going to come and we're going to add more of these. We're going to spin that here. There we go. We're just going to add that until it came here. We're going to add one more here. We're going to come and add another one here. And there we go. Actually, let's just delete that last one right there. We're going to add it. There we go. Okay, so now we have that. We are going to come under the boat. We're going to come to delete. We're just going to delete these right here and replace it with blocks. So now if you come here, we don't have a very nice shape. It's not looking very professional. If you put it, we'll just add, so we still have one of space that has an angle, so we'll add one more here. Just add that there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come and get a pyramid, and we'll take this pyramid, if we rotate it properly, there we go. So actually what I'm going to do is I just saw, let's just go ahead and delete those. Let's see if we can get a nice shape for our side of the boat with this pyramid. Let's just, there we go. Yes, look at how good that looks. We just put it down there. That gives a very nice finish to our boat. It's going to look a lot more professional, and also probably reduce the drag severely on the boat. So if we just come down here, we can see we're just going to delete these two here too, and we're going to add our block. There we go. You can delete that here. We're actually going to have to redo it because we had the block right there. We'll delete that and put it in here. That looks really good. Now we can delete these here. We're going to get our wedge. We're going to turn our wedge, put it in here, get our wedge, spin it around. Now, for this block kind of sticking out right here, we're going to get an inversed pyramid. What we're going to do is if we just, we're going to have to delete that right there. If we just spin that around, yes, that looks really good. We're just going to come and take our wedge back. And now if we just spin that there, yes, that looks very good. So now we have our front of the boat. This is the inverse place. I'm not that fond of it. Maybe we can change it right here. We could, let's see, what can we change? There's not really a way that we can change it properly. We can just add a normal block here and then add a wedge. There's no particular piece that would make it look like very well good, but we're just gonna go ahead, delete this, and I think we should continue. Our hull should be different. Like, I don't really like these pieces right there. They kind of like change, don't make the hull look as good. We're just gonna delete those. We're now gonna get our wedge. We're gonna place it down again. And now we have this nicer look for our front. We're also gonna get this here. We're gonna place this one up. And we're now gonna spin that. Spin that right there. Then we're gonna add our pieces like this. And so now if we come to, we get a 2. I'm actually going to delete this right there. We're going to add that, put that there, and spin it around. If we just add that right there, look at how nice that looks. Well, you know, we could make it look nicer. I mean, we could spend a lot of time making this look better. I think I'm actually just going to go for a more classic look, and we're just going to leave it like that. So we still have a bit of front to the boat. It still looks good. Now, last video, we didn't go through a lot of logic. We basically only had 2 logic outputs. In this video, we're going to have a lot more logic. So we're just going to go ahead here, and we're going to erase the cockpit, because this is not where we're going to put it. This is like the front of the boat, and it wouldn't look too good to put it up here. Before we also do this, you may have noticed in the last video, the propeller was out of the water and wasn't very much into the water. So we're just going to go and delete all this. I'm also going to delete this one from the last video. It's been bugging me. And we're just going to take this. We're going to spin it around. Put it down here. I'm just going to get, there we go. And I'm just going to put that here, spin it here. Now all we need is to get a propeller. We're going to get a, let's just go with a large propeller. We're going to add that large propeller right here. So now our boat has a nice bottom to it. I also forgot about this right here. Just going to move out here. This, I don't especially like it. I think I'm going to change it because it's going to probably bother me. And also, it's going to add quite a bit more drag. You want to try making your boat very nice and lean, or very nice and sleek, because you don't want it to have that much drag that it slows the boat down. That's just not nice when your boat's so slow that it doesn't really move at all. So we're just going to bring this down there. We're going to pull this here. We're going to spin that. And how am I going to do that? Oh yeah, we're just going to bring it here. We're going to pull that up. There we go. And now that we have this, we're also going to pull that down. We're going to bring it in. Now we have one little spot here for a propeller. We're going to leave that like that. We're now just going to come here and fill up the back of the boat. There you go. Now, I think I'm just going to leave the propeller like that. It doesn't look too bad. I don't think it should cause too much drag. And yeah, so now we have that. We have our exhausts or coolants. Now, one important thing we're going to have is right now this pipe is in the way. And we need air, and it has to stay above the water. So if we're going in waves, or there's problems with the boat and it goes partly underwater, our engine is going to stall, and that is not very nice. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start laying out the foundation for our cockpit. We're just going to climb out a few blocks right here. This is my first build on video. I've done many before, but we're just gonna add this here. Now we actually, as you can see, that looks not too bad. Maybe a bit less long on the back would look better. We'll have some space. Maybe we can put a lifeboat and that'll look good. So now we're just going to add a back to the cockpit. Now what we need to do here is we need to come to doors because, see, we need to know how tall this is so that people can actually fit through here. And from the look, this boat is not very wide. So one thing we could do to make that better is we could add another layer to the boat, but then we would have to change a lot and that'd be too much trouble. So what I think we're just going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to come into delete mode, we're going to delete a layer off here and add it right there. So it's going to be a lot less wide, but it's okay for the moment because on the top we can make it wider. So now if we just come and get our door, how tall do we need this? I think we actually may already have it tall enough. Oh, this door's not active. Yeah, we need one more block of height. And yep, there we go. We're just gonna come to change the block. We're gonna add a block here. Now, this is very important that you have at least door height because otherwise you won't be able to move and or go in your boat properly, and that's not very pleasant. So we're gonna delete 4 of space if I'm not wrong. Yeah, these doors are gonna be. This is gonna look weird. These doors, like most of the wall or half the wall is doors, but that's fine. Now we can actually add a few windows. We're gonna come to windows. We can come down here. I think 2 by 2 windows would look good if we can find that. I don't actually know that they have that. Okay, well for the moment we'll take 1 by 1 windows. It's a bit small, but it'll do. We'll just put little portholes here, and you know what? That's way too small. Let's get a porthole small, and it's 3 by 3. If I'm wrong, is that too big? That doesn't look bad. It looks okay. So we're gonna add that here. Now we have this. We're gonna add a second porthole on the side. Yeah, it looks a little bit off, but we can change it, make it look better after. So now what next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna come and get a ladder. There we go. We're gonna add our ladder in here. We're gonna add it down there. Now if we just spin it around, there we go, have a ladder now. That's nice. So this ladder is gonna open up to the cockpit. So do we want to have the cockpit sealed off? So if water gets in the bottom or if there's water in the cockpit, it won't flood. Yeah, I think that's a good idea so that if there's waves or somehow the side of the boat gets damaged, people can still kind of exit. So we're actually just going to cover it up completely for the moment. Then we're going to make 2 long edges here. And we're actually going to make it stick off a little bit like that. Is that too much? Yeah, that doesn't look too good. Then we're going to take off through our 4 right here. So it's going to be like a mini oil tanker. Like, you know how oil tankers have this kind of shape on them? We're now going to actually delete 2 more blocks there. There you go. That looks better. Now we're going to build up on each side. We're going to build it up to about 5 or 6. That should be, or that's too much. We're going to delete 1 right there. Now we're going to add our side. There we go. Add that up. And there we go. Okay, we're going to add our next ones up. Okay, so now we will add 1 more. So we want to get the feel for our thing and see how it's going to look to give the actual shape of it. If we just come right here, that's what it should look like. We're just going to add our wall. Now, what type of windows do we want to have here? I think I'm going to put for our windows, we're going to take 2 or even, I think 2 by 3s will do. So we'll replace our ladder here. We're going to add it in here. Now, if we just come and turn it around, we can come and add that. Is this 2? I think this is actually 2 by 2s. Yes, this is actually 2 by 2s. So now what we need to do is, as you can see, we have a little space there. That's bothering me. because we could put 1x1s, but I'm actually just going to fit one big 3x2 in that space. And look, now we have the top of our boat. That is going to look quite weird, but we can fix it later, adjust it, make it more pleasant to look at. And also, this is the first boat. It's not very complicated or anything. It's a very good build for your first build. It's quite simple. It doesn't take too much time to build. And as like the last video, I'm going to put this on Workshop in Steam, so you can go and actually look at these and get your model to build along with me. Here we go, we're going to add that there. Now, I'm wondering if we should put, I don't think we're going to put one here, but I do feel like we should put a 2x2 right there. So is this the 2x2? Yes, this is the 2x2. We're going to add a 2x2 window on each side there. So now we have a nice view around the boat. It could be a little bit less tall. It's going to be a bit tall for the width of the boat, but that's okay. We're now going to add to top. Now, is this tall enough? What we can do is come to door, and we're going to get a door on hinge, and we're going to come and see. Can someone stand up in this? We have made it just tall enough, so someone will be able to stand up here. Oh, we don't want to place one there. So now, next thing to do is add our helm. This is going to be where you're actually going to be piloting the boat, and as you can see, it's going to look really good. I'm going to connect the logic now from the helm. So we're just going to come here and there you go, Hawkeye 1. Like last time, connect it to our starter. We're going to get the W, and actually, I have not, oh yeah, W at S axis. And today we're going to add the AD, which is going to be for steering. So we're going to have a rudder that will help us steer our boat. Okay, so now we have this. We will now add our cockpit right here, or our roof. We're going to fill that up and then add one more block here. So we now have this that's looking good. So we're now going to add our propeller, or our rudder, sorry. So what we need to do for that is we're going to get to, don't actually put this in, I'm not sure, it doesn't work properly, but we're just going to come to rudder. Don't type it in, just get it here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete free under here. We're going to place our rudder, if we can just spin it properly. There we go, we're going to spin it like that, and we're now going to add it. So now our boat has steering, and very simple to connect it to our cockpit. We're going to come to the AD at the very top and connect it to our rotation. We're now going to save this as, where is it? Yeah, I didn't give it a very nice name. I'm just going to change, we're going to change it at the end. Now we're done with that. We are actually going to spawn our boat and see how it works. Let's hope it doesn't sink. Yeah, so you can see it's a little bit back heavy. We also haven't added actually any weight, so that's going to be a problem. As you can see, we can't test it now. Our boat is tipping over. It is not balanced. So to change that, it's very simple. All we have to do is come down into the bottom, at the bottom of the boat, and we're going to come. And when you enter here, you're going to have a weight block, and all you have to do to use that is we're just going to come and put a line of those all the way to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to just delete that there. We're going to get a better view to do this. So what we need to do is we're going to come here. We're going to come and put, for the moment, we're just going to put one block and see if that's better. It is better. You can see it's more balanced. And guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to continue this series. I hope you enjoy, and please consider subscribing.